The FIFA Congress, so if we can call it that, they still are in Rwanda.
Yes, they are.
So they are discussing a couple of things. And one of the things that have emerged is that the World Cup will be expanded to include 48 teams, starting the 2026 World Cup that is, of course, scheduled to be played in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. There will be 104 games now at the World Cup. There will be 12 groups of 4, with the top 2 in each group, as well as the 8 best third-placed teams qualifying for the newly introduced round of 32. The number of games and the teams that make the semi-finals will play, if you are to win the tournament, that is, you will play up to 8 matches. That is for the case of Argentina, France, Croatia, and Morocco that reached the semi-finals and ultimately the final, would have to play 1 extra game that they played at the 2022 World Cup. Mm-hmm. And that's interesting.
Very interesting. I am for it. I know people who are against it, but I am for it. I mean, the World Cup happens once every 4 years, and the more the merrier. Of course, there's that chance some nondescript team will qualify. Kazakhstan, I like Kazakhstan. Kenya, Uganda, because Africa, for example, I think is going to have 9.5 slots.
Yes,
there's 9 guaranteed, and I think half is going to come via playoff.
Yes,
so there's that chance you're going to see an Angola, Zambia, depending on which group you are in, and things go your way in the first 2-3 matches. Even Kenya. Kenya competes at the World Cup. How Kenya competes at the World Cup is another story altogether, but you get a kind of draw in Africa. You get a Gabon, you get a Zambia, and you get probably a Malawi. You're going to fancy your chances in that group to come up top.
Now, that is more competition because there's something to fight for.
Yes.
In each and every group game, which is good. More wonderful games, more competition,
more
good
competition,
for us. And also, let's not forget, more money.
Yes.
More games means more money.
Yeah.
So more money. You're going there? Okay. I jumped the gun.
So in terms of money, though, we saw at Qatar what money can do. We saw in terms of the quality of the pitches, in terms of the way the teams were treated, in terms of the infrastructure that was laid, and all that. There is money that the country that is going to host spends, but there is also money that FIFA makes. And this money, ideally, is supposed to get to every federation, and it's supposed to improve football across the world. It's interesting when you talk about that money. As Kenya, let's take the best example here. Have we felt the impact of FIFA money?
No, not quite. I can't point at something that compared to other African federations, I can't really point at something that can be seen. Remember the last FIFA development funds, Kenya decided to buy an outside broadcast fund. The Kenyan FA decided to buy an outside broadcast fund, I think to the tune of $2 million, and the fund just disappeared. Nowhere to be seen at all. It's so painful, but that's the situation. Hopefully this cycle of the World Cup, I think that money has been increased to $3.5 million, which the federation must have already received by now.
This cycle is a lot. It's a significant increase. Actually,
of course, there's money for administration and everything, but just the one I think that you mentioned for development should be $3 to $3.5 million, and which should already have come in. I really hope something tangible will come out of this. I mean, other FAs have built serious secretariats, stadiums, training grounds, hotels where players can just camp. I mean, I was seeing what the Rwanda FA has done, for example, South Sudan FA, the Sierra Leonean FA. I just hope this cycle of the development funds, because all this money comes out, as you said rightly, from the TV rights, sale of TV rights and sponsorship money from the World Cup. So it comes after every cycle of 4 years. I really hope this time round the Kenyan FA can get it right.
For me, what I really would want the Kenyan FA to do is expand the goal project in Kasarani, have at least a hotel there, a few rooms there, where they can a bus also. I've been asking for a bus. Yes. I think a national team bus is very important, and a few training grounds. It could be the playing surface similar to Utali, or even Kasarani Annex. Wonderful playing surface there. If you have even an artificial pitch, we see when you have like sort of a hotel or rooms, it gives you an opportunity to have a residential camp. So it reduces the costs of hiring a hotel or something.
Very true.
So I just want them to focus on that also. Maybe talk to county governments. They get land in the various counties. The county governments that are willing to partner with them, get land, set up centers of excellence in various parts of the country. We've seen them coaching, training coaches. Last year we had 2 CAF B's training courses coming here. They were going to have more, and with that also, with more coaches getting trained, the football ideally should improve. So they need to focus on the coaches also. So I think that it's a significant amount of money.
True.
That if well used, Kenya, we do have the talent.
Yep.
We used to qualify for AFCON when only 8 teams used to qualify. You know, and of course we'll get to one day we'll talk about where the rain started beating us, because in the 80s that was our golden generation. Gor Mahia winning the Confederation Cup, 90s, DC Motema Pemba playing against Tusker, AFC Leopards reaching the semi-finals of CAF top tier competitions. So we do have the potential. It's just that we have not really invested in the systems to make sure that each and every year we keep on churning players, we keep producing top players, and our teams perform at the top level, playing against the top teams, because with that the competition and the quality of our football increases.
Yes.
So in terms of the World Cup now, let's talk about the next World Cup, because we already know which the next World Cup will be played. But after that, the